and we're so hungry for gardening pre-spring, right? So we're connecting all the dots and she's pushing the button.
Here it is.
And
You're live.
hey friends, we are live. Welcome to the Gardener's Workshop live shopping show. It is your flower friend Lisa Mason Ziegler, and I'm super happy to be here today because y'all may already know this, but I absolutely love talking about seed starting and showing off my seedlings, and that's what the show is just really lined up today. So today, the big news is, we have a lot of big news today, y'all. The return of the complete kit. And we're going to go through all that, and I'm going to demonstrate it. We are also going to be talking about some cool season veggies that we're starting here on the farm and getting lined up. We're going to take a look at some of the cool flowers that are dried to go along with some of the seedlings I have back here. And as always, we have a prize drawing for those folks that are here live watching for a giveaway. And at the end of the show, we'll do a Q&A, and I'll take a couple of questions that during the show, if you're watching here live in the app, you can put at Lisa and then put your question, and the girls will gather all those up, and then we'll take a couple of those for me to answer at the end. But before we jump in and get started, would love for you to hit the share button, which is down in the bottom of your app, and just let your friends know that we're live and invite them to come over and join us. When you're in the app, friends, y'all can chat and through the comments, and it's just a lot of fun. So we have really big news, y'all. My book, The Cut Flower Handbook, y'all, sorry, I was thinking too far back, is just around the corner from being here. Literally, we are counting down. Just a couple of weeks, we'll be shipping them out, we hope. And what that means is the clock is ticking on you getting the pre-order bonus. So if you have not pre-ordered and you want the book and you would love to have the Cool Flower Zone Guide, head over after the show to our website and order that. That pre-ordering is not available here inside the app, but you can go right over to the website after the show. It's at the top of every page, pre-order it, and then you'll immediately get that free bonus download, the Cool Flowers. Y'all see why I'm so confused? I have so many things to remember. You will get the Cool Flower Zone Guide, and that is only for pre-orders. The minute that those books hit our warehouse, that ends, because we'll no longer be pre-ordering, right? We'll be taking orders and shipping out books. I would love to sign a copy for you, and I just can't even believe it. And I wanted to show you. Here's one of my favorite pictures in the book. It's a picture of Tuck and I sitting in front of one of our, I call it the flower enthusiast size cutting garden. Those are 3 by 16. There's 2 of them. This book is so beautiful, y'all, and I just love the back cover. It's just packed, and I can't wait for you to have it. And if you want to, let's just say if you want to gift it for Valentine's Day, this is also in the confirmation you get when you pre-order. This is a little gifting card that Suzanne has made that tells them that they'll be getting a book and all that's related to it. So that's a great Valentine's Day gift. I hadn't even thought about that, y'all. So can't wait for the book to get here. And another big announcement that we've just announced, and I'm just a little overwhelmed actually, y'all, how many people are already on the waiting list, is I'm going to do an in-person workshop here for a day of flower farming with me. It's going to be May 18th of 2024 here in Newport News, Virginia. We always limit, it's a small group. It's like 35 seats are all that's available. It's not on sale yet, but you can go over to the website and just search Lisa, and it'll take you to the product where you can get on the wait list so you won't miss the announcement when that actually goes live. And y'all, I absolutely love doing live events. That's why we brought them back. I just love spending the day with people like-minded, and I always learn something, you know. I mean, it's just such a great day. So a little bit of housekeeping. Be sure to check your email address and your phone number if you already have an account set up in here, to make sure that if we have a question about your shipping or your shipping address, that we can reach you. And if you're making a new account, double check everything for typos before you actually save it. Now, here inside the app, can you turn that heat down just a little bit? Thank you. Here inside the app, all seed only orders, that means if you order just seed packets, the shipping's free. And that's only here in the app. That's one of the really special features that we're able to do over here. And over here also, we have a cap on product shipping. That means if you buy anything beyond seeds, you're only going to pay $9.95 shipping once. That means you can pile your cart and the shipping is just $9.95. Remember, we ship to all 50 of the United States. And friends, if you're watching this on social media, we are so glad that you're here. However, you need to know that we have an absolutely free app that you can go to your phone's app store and just search Gardener's Workshop and download it quickly and come right back, because you have a lot of great features, right? You can build a favorites list, and you can also watch past shows, watch replays. That is really useful, y'all. You can go back into the summer and go to the part where we're talking about the seeds, and I show the flowers live from the garden, right, that we have just harvested. And the comments are fun. People have great conversations going on, and you can't really see those if you're watching through social media. So we invite you to do that, and it'll, by the time you can go over there and get it and come back, and I can promise you, you will not miss a thing. And so it doesn't take but a second. So remember that if every show we always sell out of things, meaning when you go to put it in your cart, it's gone. It says out of stock, get on the wait list. You want to get on the wait list just because sometimes the team is working to bring more stock over from our website store, and that way all that means is you'll get a little ding on your phone when that particular product is back in stock. And friends, lastly, we absolutely love it when you guys that are our students identify yourselves as the Gardener's Workshop family. And that's when you see the sunflower emoji showing up in the comments. We just really, really love that. And so that's what that's all going about. So what is the giveaway today? Y'all, I absolutely love giving away stuff, and I particularly love giving away money. And today we are giving away a $25 store credit. And Susie has brought it up. Hit the buy button. You're not buying anything, y'all. And then get on the wait list. That's the list that we actually pull from near the end of the show. And you have to be here to claim it. And so you would, if you were the lucky one, then you would get, when you go to check out, there'd be a $25 store credit right there in your box. And so the tip I have for you today is you're not too late, y'all. My whole theory and a big theme going through my new book is nobody is ever late. You just pick up when you become a seasonal gardener, like we teach about, or farmer, you just pick up where you are in your run. It's never too late, and beginners are always welcome to dive in. We just love it. So if you want to dip your toe into a little bit of flower growing, whether you're a home gardener or a flower farmer, a great place to start is with my book, Vegetables Love Flowers, because y'all do know, this is not about growing vegetables. This is about a 3-season cutting garden and how that garden can really benefit your vegetables. So I would love to sign one, and this book includes diagrams in the back of succession planting and would really help you wrap your head around it. And it also shares my method of gardening without pesticides. So it's $25.95, and I would love to sign a copy for you. And so some other ways to really get started if you're just getting in, or if you just want to have everything you need, is excuse me, is the Cut Flower Garden Seed Collection. This is 6 of my top cash crops, top customer favorites. The giant zinnias, the lime green, the little small Oklahomas, which really give your bouquets a real variation in texture, right? Because they're small and the Benares giants are big. And then it's also, you know, my favorite, sunflowers, then the lemon and cinnamon basil, as well as the coxcomb. But here's the great thing about seed collections. Not only do you save a little bit when you buy a collection on those seeds, but you get a diagram, and then I include some of my additional instructions. So that is a great, diverse amount of colors. Then, y'all, we have this special planted pink seed collection. Suzanne and I made this up back. I had breast cancer many, many years ago, and one thing led to another, and the Planet Pink was born. It's just like the Cut Flower Garden seed collection. Comes with a diagram and additional instructions. It's just pink is the theme, and it really gives you a great platform to talk about getting screened for breast cancer. I was like the poster child of that. I was 40, how old was I? 42 when I had breast cancer. And had I not been going for yearly mammograms, we wouldn't have found it for a while. And that is why, that's the kind of conversations Pink Flowers should actually start, is why you should do that, right? And, you know, speaking of beginners, if you're, you know, starting out and you need to know more about growing cool season hardy annuals, my book, Cool Flowers, really is about the cool flower concept. That is how it's totally different than warm season stuff. And this is a simple, easy read. So Cool Flowers, and that's, you know, speaking of that, all of these babies behind me are cool season hardy annuals, and we're going to talk more about this setup when we get to the complete kit. But y'all, look, look at these babies were just born. This is Persian cress. This is a cool flower, and look at these. I showed this earlier on social media. I just love this plant. This is Craspedia, which is known as Billy Balls. Look how beautiful they are. All of these are in the 3/4 inch soil block, which is what I'm going to demonstrate today and show you. I mean, I will tell you that 95% of the time, that's the size blocker that I'm using, and that's really what the whole show is about today. Yeah, I do need a blocker. All right. Oh, and I have to show you this too. Look at these. I mean, this is feverfew. Look how pretty they are. I just love baby plants, y'all. That's why I became such a great seed starter, because I just love the whole process and was so interested to figure it out. So this size tray has 40 of the little transplants. So I'm going to take you through the whole process. But no matter what seed starting method you're actually using, I believe it all starts in the same place, and that is with the seed starting mix that you're going to use. And y'all, I am so totally excited to announce again and again and again, we have ready-made soil blocking mix back in stock. And we have the big bags, which you'll find over on our website. That's not here, but I will show it in a little while. There is a 6-quart bag that's coming along. So I am going to show you where I start with all of my seed starting. And I mean that honestly, that any seed starting method really should start with sifting your soil, because you don't want chunks and little bits and pieces in there to interfere with those tiny little seeds, right, that are starting. So this is our sifter, and you can see that it fits perfectly on a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, I totally love this. So I am just gonna sift this out, and I'm not going to do all of it because I've already done some, but I want to show you, I mean, these are the kinds of things that are in the soil, and it doesn't matter, even when they often say, oh, it's been sifted once or twice, you know, before you buy it. We still find that their sifting does not get out what we really feel like seed starting, any seed starting method really needs. See, there's just lots of little chunks, and these are things that you can throw that stuff out in your garden. You just don't want it in your seed starting mix. So let's take a look at what we have down here. You want this really fine mix. I need the scooper, I think, that's in there. And I want to just add, just briefly, this is an 8-cup measuring cup, and I have 2, a dry one and a wet one. And I put 3 scoops, 3 of this size to 1. Sorry, y'all, I'm having to, let me do this. I can't talk and work at the same time. That's what happens to you as you start to get old. All right, so, see, I fill this up. This is that beautiful sifted potting mix, the ready-made mix that we now have available. And so Suzanne's going to take that away for us. And which way does it matter? All right.
For me to go down.
Yeah. So Suzanne's going to take us down now, and you're going to see literally how I do this. So I already have 2 measuring cups of soil here. And I'm going to add the 3rd one. So that's approximately, 22 to 24 cups of mix, which I find to be a really nice combination of managing the soil in the tub. And I'm doing this in a tub that holds water, right? And so now I'm using my wet measuring cup, which is the very same, same cup. It's 8 cups. And I like to use for mixing, this is a potato masher, y'all. And might want to put a little bit more water in that for me. The moisture content of your mix really makes a difference as to how much water you're going to need. And I can already tell you that this is going to take more water. And so you want this blocking mix to actually be a little bit like soggy oatmeal. It is so much wetter than what we think it's going to be, needs to be, is what most people have trouble. That's actually what started me demonstrating soil blocking literally 2 decades ago, was that everybody's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't do it. It wouldn't come out of the mix, out of the blocker. All of those problems are usually rooted in the mix is not wet enough. And I just happened, 3 decades ago to actually see Elliot Coleman on PBS do this and figured it out. So I've mixed the soil and the water, the blocking mix and the water, and now this is the small blocker that makes those small blocks. And I always push it down twice. I want to be sure that those chambers are nice and full, not packed, but full. I use the potato masher to strike off any extra, so it's nice and flat on the bottom. And y'all look, this is another new product. It's the small. Mini, sorry, wrong term. And look, 1 set of 20 fit perfectly on here. And that's literally how you make them. And so with the complete, I'm going to show you our different kits as we move along here, but I'm going to show you first the complete kit because the complete kit pretty much has everything you need to go through the whole process, right? And so the complete kit comes with the small blocker and the blocking mix. It also comes with the recipe if you want to make yours at home. And you can take that away, I guess, now.
Products that you're talking about.
So they're going to actually bring out the stuff that I'm talking about. So I'm going to actually first sow some of the seeds. So another part of the complete kit is this little aluminum seed pan. And I use this because there's no static electricity in it. And these are mixed greens. I'm going to be talking a little bit later about the cool season seeds. Sister, do you think you should move the camera down when I do this? Let's zoom in on this just a little bit there. All right. Yep, I can reach. I'll bend over. All right. So I moisten the end of the toothpick with a little bit of saliva. And then I just touch it to the seed. And did you see how it jumped right on there? You know why that is? Because there's no static electricity in this pan. It revolutionizes chasing little seeds. And so this is greens like arugula and all kinds of Asian greens mixed together. And you will find that available in our app. We eat a lot of leaf stuff around here, and growing it yourself, there's no replacement for that. So I'm firmly seeding each seed on the surface based on the seed packet's instruction. You know, you need to look, does it need light or does it not need light? So I would sow all of those seeds. We also include in the kit our great toothpicks that make it really, really simple. So let's just take it from, so this is the little toothpick dispenser that comes with the kits. Isn't that awesome? All right, so let's talk about the process. So we sifted our soil, we then measured it into our tub, and I mixed the water, and it tells you in the instructions that are always available. We made the blocks, and so the kit, the complete kit, which includes everything you need to go from the beginning out to the garden, y'all. It has everything. So I'm just going to line up the stuff here. So I don't think it's all going to fit under this one, so I'll do them this way. All right, so this is the soil block maker kit that is a part of the complete kit. It comes with the small blocker, which you just saw me use. It includes the soil pan, the toothpicks, the 4-inch plant markers. It comes with 5 of the trays that hold 3 sets of 20, right? And then it also includes a 6-quart bag of the blocking mix that we are just so thrilled that we have brought back. It also includes your choice of either...
This is the complete kit.
Yeah. This is the complete kit.
Yeah.
So it's your choice of either warm season seeds, 5 packs. These are our best sellers, y'all. And you get them with the kit, or you can choose 5 cool season seeds to go with it. So you can just get started right out of the gate. It also includes my Seed Starting Made Easy online course that's about, I think it's 90 minutes. It's a bunch of little sessions that takes you from the beginning to the end, and also includes direct seeding. So this is a packed course. So we're still talking about the complete kit now. The other thing that this kit includes, so I'm going to bring my little tray back again. So after I sow these, you know, these were sown on the surface, which means they're very prone to drying out. And I use wide weave burlap. So after I place these on the seedling heat mat, I would then lay the wide weave burlap on top of that, right? And that retains moisture. However, it allows air circulation to actually get through it. Now, another piece of the seed starting story is fungus gnats are a reality, y'all, whenever you have moist soil present. And so these are the granule mosquito bits that controls fungus gnat larvae. We also, in this kit, include the sticky traps, which capture the adult fungus gnats that are flying, that are laying their eggs in your moist soil where the larva lives. And that's where watering once a week with the fungus gnat control just prevents you from ever having a breakout. You don't wait until you have fungus gnats. The key is to prevent. You can also find these products individually in the app because all of this is a part of our complete seed starting kit. So I mentioned, so we sowed the seeds, then we're gonna lay that seed pan right on top of our seedling heat mat. Now, the seedling heat mat has a built-in thermostat that controls the heat of the heat mat based on air temperature. So this mat heats up 15 to 20 degrees warmer than your room temperature. So you just lay your mat, you can lay your tray directly on that. It stays plugged in 24/7 as long as you have sprouting seedlings. We move it off of the, I move them off of the heat mat once 50% of them actually show what I call signs of life. They're starting to sprout. I mean, if I look in there and see cracking start to happen, that's the sign that they're sprouting, y'all. So that's when I move it from the heat over to the grow light.
Which is also included, yeah.
Which is also included. Thank you, Kelly. So this is the seedling heat mat, and I will tell you that with soil blocks, you can fit 3 to 4 trays on this heat mat of the size that comes with it in the actual kit. So it includes the heat mat. So I'm trying to pile up all the stuff here. Now, how I mentioned that I put the fungus gnat control once a week. So in my practice, on Wednesdays, we do fungus gnat control in the watering can, and on Mondays is when I fertilize. So I just add the Neptune's Harvest Seaweed Fish Liquid Fertilizer according to directions for the houseplants. Every Monday, I put this in my watering can. So you're not even doing like an extra job. It's just part of your job for that day. And it grows amazing seedlings. And so after you have grown them up to be about 3 to 5 inches tall, and you've hardened them off, then we're going to take them out to the garden. And not all of the time, but oftentimes, I will lay directly on top of the seedlings. This is our floating row cover. This can really just give a lightweight protection for a week or two. If I'm ever going to use a cover for more than 2 weeks, we always use hoop support underneath. But oftentimes covering your seedlings for about up to 2 weeks after you plant them, assuming it's not really hot outside, just gives them a little edge because it protects them from the wind. So this comes with a 6.5 by 50 foot long floating row cover. Now,
Go up and do the light.
So we're going to go back up, look at the light. So all of that comes in the complete seed starting kit. Y'all, I mean, we're just so happy. And friends, we have a new light on board that we just absolutely are loving it. And that's what this is. And so this light supports twice as many plants because it has a broader spectrum coverage. And y'all, it is more cost effective. I mean, who doesn't love that, right? So our old light would only support about, I think it was 200 seedlings underneath. This one will actually support 400 transplants. So this is 100 small soil blocks on this tray. You can put 4 of these under this 2-foot tray. So literally, this kit has everything that you need to go from starting the seeds in the small soil blocker. It has, 5 of those trays that hold sets of 3 of these, the seeds, the seed pan, the toothpicks, the plant markers, your choice of either 5 warm or 5 cool, plus my online course, which you have lifetime access to, y'all. You can go back to it whenever you need to, plus the liquid fertilizer, the fungus gnat fighting kit. Y'all, this is so much stuff, I can't even hold it by myself. We have the burlap. We have the ready-made mix. And I didn't say this about, this bag looks small, doesn't it? Y'all, that makes 500 to 600 of those small blocks, right? And then it also includes the floating row cover as well as the seedling heat mat. And don't forget, friends, it includes the grow light. All for $247.95. That's a savings of $45. Plus, you have a savings on shipping here through the weekend until Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. You only pay $9.95 for shipping. Normally, the shipping is, you're saving, depending on where you live, you're saving $9 to $23 on the shipping because it's a big box, y'all, full of stuff, and it's heavy. So you really have a savings of anywhere from $55 to $65. And so it's a really great deal. And so that's the whole enchilada, right? And so that way you have everything that you need, except for, because we have not done the deal of the day yet, right?
When you sieved, it was.
Oh, and I didn't even say it, y'all. back when I was showing you the sieve, that is the deal of the day. That's not in the complete kit, but that is 20% off today for $15.96, saving you about $4. And when you add the sieve to your kit, literally you have everything that you need. And we made that kit so many years ago, and it has just been a bestseller because it equips you to do everything. Now, if that's not for you yet, you're not convinced, you're not sure how much you want to commit, then we have...
And the sieve is not additional shipping in the app.
That's right. And the sieve, which has to go in a whole separate box, y'all, which means more cost to ship it. Here in the app, you are not paying additional shipping. So it's kind of like we're making this, if that's what you want to do, we're trying to make it as easy and as cost effective as possible for you. Now, for...
We have a question.
Oh, we have a question.
About the grow light. How close to the plants do you keep the light?
Excellent question, because this is different than our other light. This is actually...
The question, you may not have heard it. Repeat the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. The question was, how far away from the plants do you keep the grow light? And that's such a great question, because our old light was a different type of light bulb, and normally that would be all the way down here. This light, you do not have to do. This is a T5 fluorescent, and it has a broader footprint when you lift it up higher. So this is how far away. The higher it is, the more it projects, right? Super easy to adjust the height with this. I will tell you that this is the easiest ever. And you want to know what another really cost-saving thing on this light? It has a built-in timer right here. You can choose to have it on for 12 hours or 18 hours. We always did 16, but I'm going with 18 on this. I mean, that is another savings. You don't have to have a separate grounded timer for this. All right, so if you're not sure if that's for you, then we just have the soil block maker kit, and it's updated now, because guess what, y'all? It actually comes with the blocking mix, so you don't have to make your own. And again, this bag will make 500 to 600 of those blocks, and we recommend sifting all soil blocking mixes that you use, including this one. So this comes with the trays, the plant markers, the toothpick, and the seed pan, the small blocker. Whoop, almost dropped it. This kit only has 3 seeds instead of 5 like the complete, and you have your choice of either cool or warm season seeds. You select that when you actually check out, and it also comes with the with the Seed Starting Made Easy course. And this kit is $89.95, and it has the ready-made mix, so you can literally sift and go, right? So you can check out the updated Soil Block Maker kit. Now, if you're a DIY kind of person, right, and you want to make your own soil at home, we totally get it. We have what we call this DIY Soil Block Maker kit, and that kit includes the nutrient that you add to your peat moss and compost, which needs to be sifted, y'all. So we have the nutrient, and this will make about 6 recipes. And so that is like 6 of those bags that we sell. So that's about enough for approximately 3,000 of the small blocks when you mix it with your sifted peat moss or cocoa fiber and compost.
And you don't need to add this to the ready-made mix.
Yeah, and you do not need to add nutrient to the ready-made mix. It has everything in it that you need. This kit includes the small blocker and the seed pan, and this kit is $49.95. All right, friends, so we are offering here in the app, and again at a savings on shipping, just the bag of the 6-quart ready-made mix. That is $15.95. This bag makes about 500 or 600 of those blocks. Again, we recommend sifting it. And if you need the big 20-quart bag like I was using, that is available over on the website. Will be available. It's not over there yet? Oh, it's not on there yet. But it's coming, y'all. We have it. It's just getting it on the website. So I'm going to talk about the little trays that we use. These are foam, but y'all, these are reusable trays. We use them for years. And so this is the new size. It's called the Mini. And one set of 20 fits on here perfectly. That is a really nice way, just like I've done up here. This is a really nice way to make the most out of your heat mat and your grow light square footage, right? You want a plant on every square inch. Aren't they precious? This is Persian crest. That's a cool flower, y'all. So this is the mini. It's $1.95 for 5. This is the small, which holds 2 sets of 20, and that's $2.95. And then this is the large. This is the size that comes in the kits. It holds 3 sets of 20. These are $3.95. All 3 of these are also available in a 25 pack. The other really exciting piece of news, if y'all didn't see my video on social media showing our new machine that rolls Bio360, it's just opened the door for us to offer, to have it more available to you guys. And if you don't know what Bio360 is, this is the biodegradable film that I use on my farm. It has a light side and a dark side. That reason is the temperatures when you're actually planting transplants dictates. If it's cold outside, we always put the black side up to let the soil get a little warm. But when it's 85 degrees outside in the summer, we always put the light side up because that cools the surface so it doesn't toast your seedlings. Biodegradable film, which is made in the United States, by the way, made in the USA, is super easy to plant in. You could use your finger. Bobo usually either uses a dibble, the dibber, which we call a dibble also, or a screwdriver, or the Bobo weeder. And it's super easy to poke a hole in. But the big news is we've always sold 50-foot pieces. We have a 1-pack for the 50-footers for $24.95, and we have reduced the price a little, y'all, with our efficiency, with our machine. And a 6-pack, 6 50-foot pieces is $119.95. But wait, now we package it in 100-foot pieces. And better than that, it's now rolled onto this plastic sleeve that you can unroll this and just slide it on to a pole or a pipe or a dowel that you have and use a couple of cinder blocks. We have a video on the product where you can just see us pulling it out. It's so easy to use. So the 100-foot pack is $39.95. And a 3-pack of 3 100-foot pieces is $110.95.
To see the video, go to our website.
And the video on how I pull that out and put it down is over on our big website. All right. So since we're in planting mode, friends, I wanted to just kind of mention this is the flower support netting that we use. This is a 6x6. It's plastic. We use this from year to year also. But in addition to using it as flower support, we use it as a planting grid. Literally, Bobo has a 50-foot piece that she just rolls out onto the bed, weighs it down so the wind doesn't blow it. And this is what she uses to plant, because almost everything that we plant typically is 6 inches apart. She just has to put one plant in the middle of each block. It takes all the guesswork out of it. But it also is the flower support netting, and it is available in either, it's 36 inches wide, and you can get a 20-foot piece for $11.95 or a 50-foot piece for $21.95. And that is, again, you can reuse it, y'all, when you take care of it and take it off at the right time. You want to jump on here and talk products?
Sure.
Yep. So Susie Q is going to step in for a few.
Howdy. So what we have here is our little baby dibber. She was just talking about the Bio360, how you just poke a little hole in it, and this is a great tool for the little 3/4 inch blocks because it's so small. And what you need to know is that the bigger the hole in the Bio360, the more weed seeds can germinate. So we try to keep the hole as small as possible, and then you don't have all that weed problem. You don't have to do hole weeding. This is the mini dibber. It's $7.95. Now, the mini dibber also has a big brother, and you can see we've used this one. The big dibber is $14.95, and it actually has the inch marks on it, so you could use it to plant bulbs if you'd like to, but we also find this convenient to poke a hole in the Bio360 to plant our baby seedlings. Now, the waterproof garden marker, this is what we used when we had a lily bulb program, and we would write on our little marker, little wooden marker, what plants were in the crate. And by the end of the season, you could still read what they said. And we used to take the bulbs and we would sell them at the farmer's market. But if you used a Sharpie or any other kind of marker, it was a matter of weeks and it was no longer legible. So we use this to mark all of our seedlings that are start. We do that with masking tape on the edge of our tray, or we use it on the wooden markers when they're going out in the garden. And this is just worth every cent. You will always want to have this if you're marking your plants, and mark them because you're not going to remember what's there. Trust me, we've done it a million times. We cannot remember. It's $6.95 for the little marker, and it will last a really long time. Next, we have the shear and pouch kit. Now we have something new this week. We actually have them new in the package so you can see what they're supposed to look like. So this is the shear and pouch kit. It's our favorite. And it's $60.95, and now I'm going to show you mine. And the favorite thing about the pouch is that it just has a clip, so it actually clips on your pocket, so you don't have to wear a belt, because when it's hot outside you don't want to have extra leather around your body. It just makes you hotter. So this is my little pouch that I've used for years, and we love the little clip. The shears are actually bonsai shears, and they have this spring, and they're smaller. We used to use big Felcos, but as we've gotten older, our hand strength is not quite the same as it used to be, and this is just so easy to operate. And we cut all of our cut flowers with this, up to a big sunflower, and even woodies you can cut with this. And you can see this one's Lisa's. It got in my pouch. And this is just our favorite go-to. We've been cutting with these for years. And now I'll show you Lisa's pouch with apparently my shears. This is Lisa's pouch. You can see how worn it is because she just uses it every day. And of course, these are my shears. We love these, and they're a great gift, or get them for yourself. You will not be sorry. Everyone loves these shears, and the pouch keeps you from losing them. We never take the shear out to the garden. If you set it down, it's going to get forgotten, rained on, get dirt put over it, and you'll never find it again. We always know where they are. They're always on our hip, easy to find, never lose them. Next up, we have our garden hand hose. These are our Japanese hand hose. These are one of our favorite tools. We carry them around on the farm. There's nothing that you can't do with it. It's very sharp. And the way you properly weed is you have it flat on the surface of the ground, and then you sink it down about an inch or so, and then you pull it through the soil just like a hot knife through butter if you wanted to cut a stick of butter in half. Just like that. You don't do this and build up a bunch of soil, because that brings up more weed seeds that, guess what? Next week you go to weed, you're going to have more to weed because the weed seeds have germinated. So this disturbs less soil but takes out all of those seeds that had already germinated, all the weed seeds. So this is wonderful to use for weeding. You also can draw a trough to plant seeds in. Big weeds don't have a chance with this sharp bad boy right here. Now, because of Kelly, who's standing here next to me, is a lefty, we got some left-handed models. This is a right-handed, and if you're right-handed, you can't really do a lot with this one. It's going the wrong direction. So it's left or right. If you know somebody that's left-handed, get it for them. They will thank you forever. We love these tools. Japanese hand hoe, right or left, $24.95. Get one for you, get one for a friend. Next, we have Bobo's hand weeder. That's what we were just talking about. When she plants the babies through the Bio 360, she just pokes a little hole with this, and this is just nice and sharp and pointed at the end and makes easy work when you're planting a 100-foot row of little teeny seedlings every 6 inches. So this is Bobo's hand weeder. It's $7.95. What a deal. So be sure to have one of these on hand. You can also use them for other weeding. Next up, we have our sod and harvest knives. Now these are like little ginsus. They're very sharp. They have these little serrated edge on them, and they just stay sharp forever. We use these, the little one especially, to get stuff caught on our tiller or on the tractor. It's great for cutting greens or lettuce, harvesting them. You can also use it down in the soil to separate roots, cut roots. And then this is the big brother. It's exactly the same, just a little bit bigger. It just depends on what job you're doing. If you're harvesting a big plant, the bigger one would be a better use. These are great, great gifts. $17.95, and they are available separately in the app, but you get both of them for $17.95. Keep one, give one as a gift. They're just great tools to have around forever. Now this is our Hori Hori digging knife. And when we used to do shopping shows where we would do them in person, you couldn't have this laying on the table in the sheath without a man stopping to pick it up. They just had to see what was inside. And this also has a serrated edge. It is great for digging plants up out of the ground, separating roots. I call it the rock harvesting knife, and this is what you should be using if you're harvesting rocks out of the way of your plants, not your shears, not your other tools that are going to be harmed if they're down in the soil. This is made for that. The Hori Hori digging knife is $46.95, and if you need a gift for a man, they're going to love it. Okay, next up we have our tool belt. Now this is our tool belt. It's made of like a canvas, and it has an adjustable strap. Let me see if I can put it on so that you can see it. I'll put it on kind of high so you can see. You just attach it and tighten it up. This is great to put your phone and put your water bottle and your shears or whatever other tools you have. And then we always turn it around to the back so that you can bend. You put it in the front, it kind of keeps you from being able to bend. So we put it around the back. It's lightweight, so it's cool. It's not leather. Leather gets very, very hot when you're working in the heat outside. So this is just a great way to keep all of your necessary things with you when you're out there harvesting. It's $22.95, and it is adjustable and gets big enough to go around me. So should work for you. $24.95. All right, next we want to remind you to sign up for our giveaway. We're giving away $25 credit on your account, and you do have to be present to win, and you have to be in the app to be able to participate, and just hit that buy button. You're really not buying anything. You're just going to get on the list that we're going to draw from at the end of the show. Okay, next up we have Lisa.
Hey friends, I wanted to talk to you about cool season vegetables. So before we even talk about that, I want to remind everybody that when you store your seeds properly, they last for years sometimes, right? And that starts with a desiccant. These absorb moisture, keep them in a cool, dry place, and your seeds will be viable for a really long time. 2-pack is $2.95, or you can get a 10-pack for $9.95. This is one of those things you just should have in your toolbox, right? And ready to use them. Now, you know, folks often ask me this, but they ask how we store seeds. Well, I don't really even do a lot of seed storage here on the farm much anymore, because I literally start my seeds and get them from the same place you do, from our warehouse. We send a list up there, they pull our seeds, so I'm starting the same seeds that you are. So all this stuff you see up here maybe was the sister package to the ones that you actually bought. I love the fact that I can say I'm starting the same seeds that you are, so that we are kind of like kindred spirits that way, right? And I do want to say that I went up and indulged myself in some of our grab bags the other day. We still have a few 2023 mystery grab bags that are 75% off. And so there's 6 packs in a grab bag. They're mystery, which means you don't know what's in there. But friends, we only sell what I grow, with the same ones that I grow, right? And they're 6, how much are they, Susie?
75% off?
Oh, they're 75% off. So you get 6 packs of seeds for $7.43. Y'all, it's a deal of a lifetime. We have warm season grab bags, and we have vegetable and herb grab bags. So the vegetable and herb is what I got last week, and I got some good stuff in there, and it's actually the ones that I'm starting, right? So now, if you're not sure when you're supposed to be planting warm season and cool season vegetables, we have such an amazing vegetable planner. It's a slide rule, y'all. See this red line? That's your frost date. You line that line up with your frost date, and it tells you when to start seeds, when to plant, when to stop planting. One side is for warm season, and then this side is for fall. You move the red line to your first expected fall frost, and it tells you, the piece of information that I learned from here years ago is my last planting of tomatoes is July 15th. Most people don't even realize that. That's how farmers have great tomatoes in the fall, y'all. This little guy is $5.95 and is priceless. If you want to give a great gift to anybody that's a vegetable gardener, this will revolutionize. This little thing is packed with information. So I want to talk about, we talk about cool flowers all the time. Well, y'all, there are so many cool season vegetables that you can also be growing. So chives, I don't know about y'all, but we love having fresh chives from our garden. It's a great garnish to include. Super easy to grow. This is known as Dolores, is her name, and chives are super easy. Now, I will confess right now, I am not a cilantro fan. I'm one of those people that I can't swallow it. I just can't. But it's super easy to grow. So this is cruiser cilantro, which so many people love to have. And I'm telling you, friends, not only can you save a lot of money growing your own herbs and vegetables, the taste is so much better. So that is cilantro. This, my friends, is parsley, and this is going to make me get a tear. I always grew that for Steve's mom, who just passed away. She loved having fresh parsley on her windowsill growing all the time to garnish her deviled eggs and so many things. It's a cool season, y'all. Don't try to grow it in summer. Now is the time to start the seed and get it going. This is the seed that I started today. This is the Greens Premium Mix. And this is, you can actually stir fry this if you want, but this is a great mix of kind of peppery vegetables. And I want to tell you, this is the gourmet leaf lettuce. Let me tell you just really, really quickly, we're running out of time. The way that I do this is I have 2 large containers, like half whiskey barrels. I plant 2 of them with this lettuce, one about 2 weeks after the first one. And I cut the entire container at one time, harvest the whole thing and cut them down to little stumps and take it in and wash it. And it's enough to last us for about a week or 2. When we're done with that, I cut the other one. And then that lasts for a week or more. Then by that time, guess what? The first container's regrown. This is the most delicious gourmet lettuce you will ever taste. We absolutely love it. And if you like the peppery mix of arugula into your greens, or even there's folks that just like it straight. This is Astro, which is a real favorite. Then I love Swiss chard, y'all. I love this as an ornamental in containers. But if you love stir frying like we do, the Swiss chard Bright Lights is beautiful. Can y'all see how the stems are different colors? And if you're a green eater, y'all, we can never have enough greens. They're so good for you. And there's no comparing to fresh grown. This is called Black Magic Kale. See how it's all lumpy? This, in my opinion, is the most delicious kale. And again, you can grow this in a container, large containers, where it's just easier to tend to, especially in the cold, and protect it. And then broccoli, fresh broccoli from the garden is just really, really delicious. And using a floating row cover to protect it from that moth so you don't get larvae in it makes it even better, right? Oh, I just planted these seeds out in my garden. Now is the time to plant the bush peas. This is bistro. This is a shellin' pea. And not many of them make it in the house because you eat them out in the garden as you are cutting them. And y'all, this is Stevie's favorite. This is the French breakfast radish. It's long and it's 2-tone, so it's really beautiful. Really love it. And then the next runner-up is the Easter egg. He said that there are different flavors. There's 3 different colors in there. Actually, 4 different colors, I think. But that's a real favorite. And again, I grow all these in containers. It just makes it easier for winter gardening and protecting them from varmints. And then who doesn't love a beet? If you don't love beets, you should figure out how to love beets. They are so good for you. And again, I grow them in our big raised beds that are protected from varmints. That is red ace, and we actually start these in the large blocker, and they do really well.
Robin wants to know if you start the bush peas outside now, you don't start them indoors first?
Good question. Robin asked, do I start the peas indoors or do I plant them in the garden? In fact, we plant them out in the garden. It's one of the few things I direct sow, and I learned that from Steve's grandma. And I was so happy this morning to see one of our big friends who's got a huge following on social media. He was also planting his pea seeds. So yes, we plant the seeds directly in the garden. And y'all, I'm not a good carrot grower. They're hard to grow if you have issues in your soil. So we grow them in really deep containers because until you've eaten your own grown carrot, this is Yellowstone, then we have Nepal, you've just not lived yet. And it's really, really delicious. All right, friends, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to show you some of the dried flowers of the seedlings. First, I'm just going to show you the seedling really quickly. This is the straw flowers. I have 7 or 8 trays of straw flowers that look like this. Are these not beautiful? They're absolutely great. They're getting ready to be planted. We never have enough because look at them. When they're over a year old, y'all, they still look beautiful. These are dried. This is the king size mix. And we absolutely love straw flowers. Straw flowers are a great stand-in for bouquets. And then this is the peach straw flowers. Those are 2 separate mixes, and we also have individual colors also available, but they just dry so great. Then we absolutely love this creamy white. You know, this is like the in color right now, isn't it? I mean, in decorating and weddings and everything else. So the creamy white is just another great color. So these are all things that I have started behind me that are getting ready to go to the garden, right? And then look at this. This is Feverfew, the single, Vegmo single. Totally love this one. And thank
Sunny
you.
ball for this one.
This is the Sunny Ball, which I'm getting ready to show you next. I mean, y'all, it's just such a great way to start seeds. And this is the Sunny Ball Vegmo. And as I was speaking to a student on our private group for my students, Vegmo's Feverfew takes a little bit longer to germinate, but they are so worth the wait. So really love Feverfew. And y'all, who doesn't love this? Billy Balls. That's what that beautiful tray was that I was showing you earlier. These grow into this, and these are almost a year old. Look how great their color still looks. They are really fabulous. So that's Craspedia, and they're just beautiful dried. We really, really love them. So guys, we're going to wrap up this seed starting mecca and remember to stick around because I'm going to do a little Q&A at the end. But I did send you a couple of times over to our big website, and you'll find even more over there. So first off, you will find over there the larger bag of soils coming. You can pre-order my book over there, and you can find the things that we aren't able to offer over here, like our hoops and big rolls of row cover. But there's other things. We have videos and blogs and our podcasts, and we invite you to join with us and go over there and just partake in all the resources that we have over there for you. And we also, that's the home base for both of our podcasts. We have Field and Garden, and we also have Seed Talk with Lisa and Lane. And so yesterday's episode was about cool flower succession planting in very early spring and beyond. And so Lane was really, because she receives all of y'all's questions that get sent into the office, she knows what y'all are wondering about. And so that episode is really great because we talk about the stuff behind me, but then what stuff do I succession beyond very early spring? And you'll have to go listen to Seed Talk to actually find out what that is. Now remember that the Gardener's Workshop hosts over on Instagram Ask a Flower Farmer every Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern time, and we have various people coming and going in our circle that's actually hosting there. It will be me on Wednesday. And remember that next Friday, meet us right back here for another live show that the team will just put together another winner, I am sure, y'all. And remember, friends, we have a drawing. And I have a winner, and I hope you're here because I just love giving away stuff, y'all. So remember, I'm giving away a $25 store credit, and our winner is, pretty sure I'm not going to be able to say this last name, y'all. It's Lauren, and her last name is Laborde, Laborde. Sorry if I killed your name. Lauren, if you are here, give us a big shout out in the comments, and Kelly will put that credit right into your cart as soon as we hear from you. So congratulations. And friends, if you want to stick around, I'm going to answer a few questions here. We have a couple of minutes that we can do that. So the first question I've already answered, how close should the light be? So the second one is the algae on my seedling soil harmful? How do I eliminate it if it is? That is just such a great question because we get that one a lot this time of year. First off, algae and mold. Oh, she's here. Congratulations, Lauren. Kelly is right now jumping on to put that $25 credit in your box. And if there was in your box, in your cart, there was ever a time to get great tools, now is the time because $25 of it is not coming from you. So congratulations on that. So the question is the algae on my seedling soil harmful? And if so, how do I get rid of it? So I have not found mold or algae to really cause damage directly to seedlings. However, what creates the algae and the mold to grow on blocks, what causes that also causes problems to your seedlings. They often get blamed, but it's not them. And it's moist conditions 24/7. And so soil, any seed starting method, any seedling should be watered early in the morning. And then as the day goes on, the lights are on or they're in the sun, they're growing, they're happy. The nighttime comes, they should be almost dried out, and they completely dry out overnight. So the next morning, guess what? They're dry. During that drying cycle, those roots are getting oxygen. Oxygen is as important to roots as water is. And when they are constantly wet, which is what grows algae and mold cannot grow without moisture being present. That's what happens. And it usually lends also to stunted growth. So I would say to you, you need to look at your watering situation. If your blocks are not dry or your trays, whatever you're doing, isn't dry the next morning, then you need to bump up the temperature. It needs to be a little warmer in there so that there's more warmth to dry the soil out. So hopefully that helps. My billy balls are turning yellow on the starting leaves. Is this normal? Yes. So the first leaves, those first two little newborn leaves often turn yellow as they're growing, and they'll usually just even fall off. My snapdragons germinated, but then the first leaves disappeared and the stem died. Could fungus gnats cause this? Or do I have another problem? A couple of things. Yes, certainly fungus gnat larvae in the soil could cause that. And that is just another reason why we do preventative steps. When I fire up my grow room, we only take December off for seed starting, right? And we only take that month off because it's holidays and we don't want to start seeds. January 1, as soon as blocks are in that grow room, every Wednesday when they're watered, they get fungus gnat treatment because that prevents that problem from ever happening. So if the stem died, that could be dampening off also. Moist conditions all the time can cause that. Did you use a seed? We find that using a seedling heat mat, cool, helps to really prevent the dampening off problem. So you just need to look at the state of your soil as I previously described and make sure you're really, letting them dry out. All right, I will pick one more little question here. So I'll answer this one. Do you have suggestions for how to sharpen and care for shears? I will tell you that not that it doesn't need to be done, we have never sharpened our shears. A pair of shears usually lasts me about 2 years, and I just wear them out. You know, I mean, you have to remember, we cut flowers, 2 days a week, all day long, and then we're whacking on flowers in between that, right? But whenever we get anything sharpened, you can really screw up a blade. Sharp, whether it's a hoe blade or a knife blade or whatever you've got. So we always would take our hoes, our shovels, along with our knives, to a guy that came to the farmer's market that he sharpened knives for like grocery stores. Oftentimes you can find that person, and he would sharpen our shears if we so asked him to. So I would just say proceed with caution. That's why we don't sell a sharpening tool. It is so easy to mess your blade up. Even when you have the right tool, if you don't do it right. So be careful, proceed with caution, but as I mentioned, we just never sharpened ours and didn't feel the need to actually do that. So friends, thank you so much for joining me here. And I hope to see you back again, and take advantage of all these specials I've mentioned today. Everything, as long as it's still in stock here in the app, is available until Sunday morning at 8 a.m. You can come back in and shop anytime, right? Most of our shopping goes on after the live show. So feel free to come back in, browse around. You can see the demonstrations. And we're just glad you're here. And thanks so much for joining me. And until we meet again, friends.